Over the past 12 months, I've sent over 1.5 million cold emails across my agency and my clients. And I'm going to explain to you in today's video exactly what works in 2025 and what you need to avoid if you're not currently seeing success. So who am I? My name's Harry Latos. I currently work with SmartLead to actually create content on cold email for them. And my cold email agency, I've generated over $1 million worth of revenue. That's a little bit about me. I want to make this video about you and how you can get the most value out of your cold email campaigns in 2025. There's three core things that you need to have to make any cold outreach campaign successful, and we're going to go over them step by step today. So let's get straight into it. The first one, it might seem obvious, but so many people overlook this. What you need to have to ensure your cold outreach campaign is successful is a niche. And I'm going to explain some of the criteria that you need in this niche to make it a successful one as well. You need to have a niche that is B2B. If you're not sending cold emails to B2B companies, they're really unlikely you're going to see any sort of response, especially if you're a cold email agency. Even if you're a normal agency, you need to be selling to other businesses. If you're doing B2C outreach and trying to reach out to the end consumer of a product or a service, it's likely not going to work. You need to be able to reach out to actual businesses and corporate emails to see responses. Okay, so we need to ensure that it's actually B2B. Some good niches in the B2B space are things like insurance, accounting, recruitment. These are good B2B niches that you should be focusing on. The other thing is you need to make sure it's high ticket, right? If it's not a high ticket service that's being sold, you're not going to see success through your cold emails. For example, you can't sell a $29 a month software or SaaS through cold email. It's just not going to happen. The numbers don't make sense. If the numbers do make sense, however, when you're using a high ticket product, so if something is $3,000 to $5,000 plus, it means you can send enough volume to actually see an ROI on your cold emails. Because it wouldn't make sense if you're sending 1,000 emails a day to just sign, one or two clients on a SaaS at $29 a month. It would just be breaking even or a bit of a loss. But if that same product is $5,000 or $10,000 as a setup and a done for you service, you're going to see significantly more success. Sort of works the same as advertising, but you need to ensure that you're selling high ticket or your clients are selling high ticket to see success through the cold email. The next thing is trying to find a niche that is a blue ocean niche. This is really difficult in this day and age, but basically blue ocean means low saturation and low competition, because the truth is the barrier to entry for cold email now is pretty much at zero. Anyone can go ahead, set up a bunch of domains, set up a bunch of email accounts, scrape Apollo, and start sending emails. It really doesn't take a genius to do that. But what it does take a genius to do is to figure out specific markets that aren't being targeted as heavily and focus on those. So if you can find blue ocean markets within the B2B space that are high ticket, you're going to see success. Some examples of this are targeting construction instead of marketing agencies. Pretty much everyone gets in the space and tries to sell to marketing agencies, and it's a very, very saturated, difficult niche. Same again, like e-commerce. It's a really, really hard niche to do cold outreach for. What you're going to see much more success from is targeting the markets that are blue ocean. They're not seeing as much competition and they're not having as many people reach out to them. Things like construction. Blue collar markets, B2B ones, can be really, really good. So engineering, manufacturing, construction, these sorts of things can be great. But pretty much anywhere where there's a bit of a gap in the market where loads of people aren't targeting. Just avoid e-com, avoid marketing for the most part. And the most important thing is if you follow those three things, just stick to one niche. Most people's problems come from jumping from niche to niche, especially with the people that I coach. And by the way, if you are looking for coaching, I have a completely free school community that you can join. Link is in the description. But it's really important you stick to one niche. Because if you don't, you're never going to get the compounding effects from spending time in that market. As you spend more time in a market, you understand the pain points deeper, you understand the desires deeper, and you can speak to that type of person much, much more. So it is far more beneficial for you, even though it feels slow, and you might think the grass is greener on the other side, to stick to one niche over time, right? If it's really getting no traction whatsoever after 3 to 6 months, then you can look at pivoting niches. But before that, there's no point. And the likelihood is you can make any niche work because there's agencies that operate in any niche. They just operate with different offers and in a different way. So make sure that you stick to one niche. That is probably the most important thing that I've learned after sending this volume of cold emails. So the niche is the number one most important thing to focus on. Number two, the second most important thing is your offer, right? Without a good offer, your cold emails simply will not work. That's just a fact. You need to make an offer that is attractive to cold audiences. So what do I mean by this? An offer that's attractive to cold audiences mean people that have no idea who you are and no reason to trust you will actually listen and react to your message. The way we do this is by making it big and bold and attractive. Just like Hormozi's offer equation, we need a big, bold dream outcome that will actually get people interested. So the better the offer is going to be the bigger the outcome. Make it scare you what you can actually offer people. I think Hormozi talks about this as well. He says, create an outcome so big that you actually get a bit scared. And this is how you know you're going big enough. Most people will just avoid this. And that's why they don't see a lot of success with their offers and their cold outreach, is because you do have to go to the lengths of making it seem super attractive in order to increase your lead flow enough to see great results. So make your outcome more attractive if you can. Right? Another thing is to de-risk your offer. Every B2B business, especially right now markets are pretty tight, wants a risk-free offer. No one wants to be spending money where they're not going to see return. So the more you can de-risk your offer, the more success you're going to see. This could look like guarantees. This could look like pay on results or pay on performance basis, like you charge per call booked or you charge per XYZ milestone. Or this could even look like doing a free trial or pilot period. Right? But however you can, try to de-risk your offer and make sure this is very clear in the offer, right? Either you work with us for free or we work with you for free until we achieve this outcome, or you are guaranteed to get this outcome or you get your money back, or give them a free trial of some sort. This is going to make your offer way, way, way more attractive, and people who have no idea who you are going to be more likely to go ahead with you. Another thing around your offer, especially around the outcome, is to add specificity and timeframes. So it's a substantially better offer saying that I can generate you 15 highly qualified leads in the next 12 days versus just saying I can get you more leads. Specificity and timeframes make it just the visualization occur even more in the prospect's mind. They can really see what's going to happen and they can start to put numbers to it, forecast, and it just makes it a much more logical argument, which is what we want for B2B. We're not selling dreams here, we're actually selling real data and real facts to actually get this deal across the line and get it closed. So add specificity, add timeframes in your offer. Make it as specific as possible, and this is really going to help you see more success. Now, along the lines of that, we don't want to add too much in. We want to add timeframes and specificity, but we want to keep it concise and make it outcome specific. Our offer should not be talking about us. Our offer should not be talking about our process. It's pretty much all about the outcome the client will achieve, how quickly they'll achieve it, what that exactly will be, and making it as concise as possible. No one wants to open their emails and see 100 or 200 or even 300 word email. They're just not going to read it. Some of my best performing cold emails ever have been about 8 words long. All right, and there's other people in the space who have seen the same sorts of things. So you need to make sure your offer is concise and outcome specific if you want to see success. Okay. Now, the third thing to do that will allow you to see success in cold email is going to be volume, of course, right? That's sort of in the title. I sent 1.5 million cold emails, and here's what worked. The fact of just sending 1.5 million cold emails worked, right? Because if you're sending significantly less than this and you're not sending enough volume, no matter what you do, you're not going to see success because there are just some defined metrics that really happen in cold email. Like you're never going to really get a 50% reply rate. If you do, this is going to be from a reactivation campaign or a warm list. It's not going to be from a cold list. It just doesn't work like that, okay? So you need volume, and all the big guys in cold email talk about this. Sending 50 emails a day won't really get you anywhere. Like I said, it's different if it's to a warm list or a reactivation list, but if it's to a completely cold audience, you need to be sending way more volume than just 50 emails a day. I would be sending at least 1,000 emails per week at a bare minimum. If this is your first time as like an agency watching a cold email video, this is what you need to set as a rule of thumb. If you're not doing this, nothing else really even matters, in all honesty. It doesn't matter how optimized your copy is. It doesn't matter what AI personalization you're using. It doesn't matter what offer you're running. You just need to focus on traffic and volume because nothing else can occur. I think Daniel Fazio talks about this a lot, and he says a lot of the times you don't have an offer problem, you have a traffic problem. And that's pretty much the case for most agencies that I speak to. You don't have enough people even knowing who you are to get sales. Focus on traffic and acquiring more traffic, and it will make the whole sales process so much easier. Like Hormozi says, volume negates luck. The more you can just put out there, the more likely it is that something will stick, someone will book a call, and you'll start to close clients, right? So volume really does negate luck, and it makes it a lot easier. Now, you might be asking yourself, how on earth do I set up that many email accounts or be able to send that many email accounts? I would say create your infrastructure using AI, specifically Instantly.ai or Smartly.ai can help you do this, right? These two cold email softwares are the best in the market. Instantly or Smartly, I'll have links to both in the description, but you can actually use AI to help you create this infrastructure in pretty much seconds. We were managing 4,000 email accounts, our largest at the agency, and this was all pretty much handled by automation and AI in the back end. There wasn't really anything manually I need to do. Okay. So to create your infrastructure, I would use one of those tools, and you just want to work back how many emails you want to send to how many emails you actually need. So let's say, for example, you want to send 1,000 a week. Let's say you're sending 25 emails per day, right? So 1,000 a week, let's say that's 200 a day. If we're sending 25 per account, we need about 8 email accounts in order to do that, right? 8 email accounts, 2 email accounts per one domain would mean about 4 domains, 8 email accounts, and that will give us the infrastructure that we need to send 1,000 emails a week. Now, we can set up that infrastructure very, very simply using one of these tools like Instantly or Smartly. So I've got other videos on my channel that can explain to you step by step how to do that. But for now, you just need to know that you need to set up your infrastructure using one of those tools. Now, what I'm doing right now is I'm actually creating a completely free school community that will teach you a lot of the fundamentals around cold outreach and how to sign more clients. More specifically, how to find your niche in detail, how to build your offer, top 5 acquisition tools, how to start your own lead gen agency, and I've got all my smart lead videos here as well. I'm also offering completely free Q&A sessions with myself if you're looking to jump on the community, and I'll be happy to speak with you to see how we can help you sign more clients or even start a cold email agency if that's something you're looking to do. So I'm going to have the link to my school community in the description. If you want to speak with me directly outside of that, then you can also book a call. But I hope this video has been useful and it's been helpful. These are the 3 core things that you need in your cold emails to see success in 2025. Your niche, your offer, and all of that needs to be supplemented with volume. If you follow this, you'll definitely see success. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button, and I shall see you on the next one.